Tonight, coached by head coach Jerry Butler, assisted by Jason Smith, Jody Hurst, and Austin Buchanan. And now, if you would please stand and remove your hats for the invocation and the playing of the national anthem. Our Father, we once again thank you, Lord, for your many, many blessings. We ask you, Lord, to go with the people here tonight. We ask you to bless them and keep the players safe. We ask you to go with us this day, guide and direct us in all we do. We ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Good evening, everyone, from Jerry Boatner Field on the campus at West Lauderdale High School. It's time for Game 3 of the best of 3 series in the 4A South State playoffs. The Sumrall Bobcats against the West Lauderdale Knights. West Lauderdale winning Game 1, 9-0. Sumrall coming back, winning Saturday, 1-0 on the solo homer by Graham Crawford. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First of all, for Sumrall, who comes in here 23-8. Dennis Jackson leads it off, playing center field. He'll be followed with the hero from Saturday night's game, Graham Crawford. Billy Garrity bats third. He's playing third. He'll be followed by the lone senior in this Sumrall lineup, Garrett Robbins. He's playing right field. Mason Story batting fifth, playing first base. He'll be followed by Seth Mitchell, the designated hitter. Hunter Barrett batting seventh, and he gets the pitching nod tonight for Sumrall. And then rounding out the order for the Rawcats, Zane Berry and Tanner Morgan. So again, it's Jackson, Crawford, Garrity, Robbins, Story, Mitchell, Barrett, Berry, and Morgan. And their job is to try to figure out Hunter Eldridge. Hunter Eldridge, after having some back issues this year, hasn't gotten to pitch a lot. He was one of the stars of this pitching staff last year. He comes into the game with no record, no wins, no losses, but has a 1.50 earned run average. He has thrown 4 2/3 innings is all. He's given up 1 hit. He has walked 1 and struck out 7 in his brief tenure. So he gets the start tonight. And the first pitch to Dennis Jackson, first pitch of tonight's Game 3 is high, ball 1. Jackson comes in hitting .271 with no homers and 5 runs batted in. Home plate umpire Pete Threet goes up with the right hand, and Jackson has a 1-1 count. Very quickly to work. Breaking ball in there for strike 2 to Jackson. Jackson with no homers and 5 runs batted in. Very quickly, Eldridge to work. Another breaking ball. This one is just tapped foul. So that was kind of a stay alive swing there for Jackson. So Eldridge, one of the seniors of this West Lauderdale team, again, hasn't thrown a lot this year because of some back issues, but going to a third game here, they needed his senior leadership, so he's out there on the mound trying to subdue the Bobcats. 1-2 pitch swung on. Here's a chopper to shortstop. That's gobbled up. Quick throw to first. and Dennis Jackson is out. But a good sign for Sumrall that the Bobcats put the bat on the ball, and here's Graham Crawford now. It was Crawford's solo homer Saturday night that enabled Sumrall to be here for Game 3 tonight. The winner of this series will take on the Van Cleve Bulldogs. If West Lauderdale wins this series, then West Lauderdale would have home field advantage. First pitch to Crawford is low, ball 1. If Sumrall wins this series, it would be Van Cleve that will have home field advantage in the next round. The 1-0 pitch. That's there for a ball and a strike. Crawford hitting .258 with 4 homers and 17 RBIs, but the 17th RBI and the 4th home run. All the difference in the game Saturday night. Off-speed pitch is outside. 2-1 count now to Graham Crawford, the second hitter of the evening. Facing Hunter Eldridge. Swing and a miss at the fastball. Couple of hunters tonight. Eldridge for the Knights and Barrett for Sumrall. On the hill tonight for their respective teams, trying to win Game 3. Winner take all. Team that does not win this game will be thinking of next season. 1-2 pitch swung on, and this is raked foul wide of first. Coach Richard Broom gathers that one in. Another beautiful night here in Collinsville. Not a cloud in the sky. The sun field right now is right field. Bobcat proud, says Raymond McRaney, watching from Marrero, Louisiana. Bringing home Bobcats. That's outside. The count fills now at 3-2 to Graham Crawford. You can join us as well on our text line at 601-310-7077. Love to know where you're watching the game from and who you're cheering for. Crawford now, time at the plate. 3-2 the count to the Sumrall catcher here in the top of the first inning. Again, if Sumrall wins, Van Cleve would have home field advantage. If West Lauderdale wins, the Knights would have home field advantage over Van Cleve. 3-2 pitch. Swung on. This is foul down the left field line and out of play. Crawford has been finding those gaps beautifully the last couple of weeks. In Game 1, he had one to left center field in this position. Second batter of the evening. Payoff pitch. Changeup is outside. Ball 4. So Crawford is on. He'll be lifted for Logan Powell, who will run for him here. And that'll bring up big-time Billy Garrity. Garrity hitting .341 with 8 homers and 27 runs batted in. Garrity, the Southern Miss commit, is just a junior. Throw over to first. Throw almost got Coach Broom on the shoulder over there. So big Hunter Eldridge to work here to Garrity. First pitch is low, ball 1. Trying to work the low part of the zone. But so far, Pete Threet has had a strike zone that's just slightly elevated. Still strikes, but just not giving the bottom of the kneecap so far. More straight across the knee or above. 1-0 the count to Garrity, and of course it's the pitcher's job to try to adjust to that. 1-0 pitch to Garrity. Swing and a foul tip at the plate. The count goes 1-1. The pitcher in Saturday night's game for West Lauderdale, Etheridge, he's also a Southern Miss commit. So Garrity and Etheridge, although opponents here on the field tonight in Collinsville, will be teammates in a couple of years down in Hattiesburg. I understand to some of you that the video is freezing, but as long as the audio's going, you know what's going on, because with the video, we're totally at the mercy of the internet. So here's Garrity with a 1-1 count. Logan Powell on at first with 1 away. Change-up, check swing, and he said Garrity went around for strike 2. And the Sumrall fans don't like it a bit. It was close either way, but Billy didn't look like he was disappointed with that call. I think he probably knew he went just a hair too far. So 1-2 the count with Garrett Robbins on deck. Robbins elevated to the cleanup spot tonight. And Sumrall looks to win Game 3 of this series. Sumrall putting only the 3rd loss of the season on the Knights on Saturday night, albeit by a 1-0 score. 1-2 pitch. Swung on. This is popped out of play right behind us. So Hunter Eldridge, who's only thrown 4 2/3 innings this season, gets the call here tonight, and so far has been pretty sharp. Although walking Crawford, he's ahead of Garrity here in the count, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Outside, gets away from the catcher, Logan Powell, kind of second-guessing himself at first as the ball got away from Tillman momentarily, but Powell didn't know how far it was going to get away. And better safe than sorry, particularly in the Game 3. So he stays at first base. And the count evens out 2-2 to Billy Garrity. The pitch. Too high, 3-2. So Hunter Eldridge already having a elevated pitch count here in this first half inning. The payoff pitch. Swung on, and this is a grounder towards second and into right field, a base hit. Powell, rounding second, will pull the parachute there. A slow roller to right field. Garrity's seeing eye single. Moves Powell to second, so runners on first and second, 1 out. And here comes Robbins. Very quickly, a discussion at the mound between Tillman and Eldridge. The next round of the playoffs is actually a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So whoever wins this series will open the next round on Thursday. That'll be the South State semifinals. Pitch to Robbins. Change up misses low. Ball 1. Robbins came into this game hitting .292 with 3 home runs and 18 runs batted in. Powell at second, Garrity at first with 1 away here in the top of the first. That's low, 2-0. So Robbins will probably be sitting dead red fastball here, which is what Crawford was looking at Saturday night when he put it over the right center field wall. The 2-0 count. There's the fastball, and it's ripped foul down the third base line. Graham and Bridget are watching. G2 and G3 watching G1 at bat right now and looking for a big hit. 2-1 the count. Base umpire has called timeout and wants to talk to home plate umpire Pete Threet about something. Larry Knight interjecting a word or two. And I think it was that Logan Powell might have had some jewelry on around his neck that has been asked to be taken off. So Logan took the neck chain off and went back to second base. Because jewelry like that can be problematic when you're dealing with cleats and fingers and toes and all kinds of things that can get snagged. So 2-1 the count to Robbins here with runners on first and second, 1 out. Sumrall and West Lauderdale, what a series so far. To no one's surprise, really. 2-1 pitch. Change up, swing and a miss. Got away from the catcher. Powell races down to third, or was that a foul tip? It is a foul tip. That was the reason why Tillman wasn't scooting after the balls. Otherwise, had that not been a foul tip, runners could have been going for days. 2-2 now. to Garrett Robbins. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, little soft floater into center field. This ball is caught by Murphy Reed, who was right there to make the play. So Robbins is out. 2 away, and it's up to Mason Story.
The 2 outs. The bat is first baseman number 6, Mason Story.
Mason Story hitting in the 5-hole tonight, but leads Sumrall in batting average with .357. So Story, a terrific hitter to have up there with runners in scoring position. Again, .357 the batting average, no home runs, 24 runs batted in. First pitch to him. Fastball, swing and a miss. As Eldridge blew it past him on the outer part of the plate. Dennis Jackson grounded out to lead off the inning. Then Graham Crawford drew a walk. Garrity with a single. That pitch is off the plate, 1-1. That single moved Logan Powell running for Crawford to second. And Garrity still at first. Then Robbins flew out. So 2 on and 2 out here in the top of the first inning. 1-1 to Story. Pickoff pitch to second and almost a high throw. Wow. Nice job by Cam Partridge to cut across there and snag it. Logan Powell, a very fleet-footed outfielder. Runners will be moving on contact with 2 away. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball low. 2-1 to Story. Should he reach, then sophomore designated hitter Seth Mitchell would come to the plate. Eldridge working quickly here. Fastball, here's a chopper into left field. It's a base hit. Powell rounding third. Here comes the throw to the plate. That'll cut off. Be cut off. Powell scores and Sumrall leads 1-0. Garrity was held at second. So as we said, Story's the guy you want up there with guys in scoring position. He puts the bat on the ball. He's credited with an RBI. Now you've got Garrity at second. 2 away. They're appealing third base. Whether Powell missed third base or not. And Pete Threet said that he did touch it. So here's Mitchell. Garrity's hit to right field was kind of a seeing eye single. So was Story's to left. But it doesn't matter how they look. It matters what the result is. First pitch is outside. Ball 1. So Hunter Eldridge now pitching to the 6th hitter in the Sumrall order. The 1-0 pitch. Too high. 2-0. With Hunter Barrett, the pitcher, on deck. Sumrall with 2 singles here in the inning. They've plated a run. There's strike 1 as Pete Threet goes up with the right hand. So Seth Mitchell might get back to work here now. Might have been on the take till he saw a strike. Turbo McKee over there at short, or at third base rather. Partridge at short. Strike 2 on the outside corner. Austin Davidson is at second, and the first baseman tonight is Braden Luke. That's the infield for the Knights. Huge crowds here tonight on both sides of the aisle. The 2-2 pitch coming to Mitchell. Way outside, got away from the catcher. Caroms, there will be no throw. Runners advance. So Eldridge wobbling here a little bit in the first inning. The count is 3-2 to Mitchell. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. took something off of it. Mitchell was looking for the heater. And that'll do it, but the Rawcats come up with 1 run on 2 hits. There were 2 men left on base. Again, those of you down the line that are watching, we do understand that the video is freezing every once in a while, but the audio stream is good. So we'll try to do what we can to recreate the pictures for you with our words, and sometimes just maybe have to close your eyes and imagine that you were here at Jerry Boatner Field on the campus here at West Lauderdale. Let's take a look now at the batting order for the Knights, who come in here 24-3. Austin Davidson will lead it off. He's the second baseman. He'll be followed by Brett Mason, who's playing left. Braden Luke, the first baseman, batting third tonight, followed by the pitcher, Hunter Eldridge. Chase Tillman, the catcher, bats fifth. He'll be followed by Turbo McKee at third. Cam Partridge batting seventh tonight. He'll be followed by Ben Etheridge. And then Chance Denson, the designated hitter, swinging it for Murphy Reed, the center fielder. So again, for the Knights, it's Davidson, Mason, Luke, Eldridge, Tillman, McKee, Partridge, Etheridge, and Denson. Purvis is leading St. Stanislaus 4-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. If Purvis wins that game, or if Stanislaus wins that too is a game 3. Whoever wins that game will advance to play East Central in the 4A South State semifinals. So Purvis leading Stanislaus 4-0 at Purvis tonight. So Hunter Barrett on the mound here for Sumrall. Hunter comes in with a 2-2 record and a 1.72 earned run average. He has pitched 36 2/3 innings. He has given up 28 hits. He has walked 13 and struck out 23. So he's just on the cusp of that 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. And ideally, coaches would like a 3-to-1 spread. So he'll face Austin Davidson, Brett Mason, and Braden Luke here in the bottom of the 1st inning. The Knights trying to hold serve. They've only lost 3 games all year, and certainly not 2 in a row. And remember, this Sumrall team only starts 1 senior, and that's Garrett Robbins. The other seniors are Logan Powell, who occasionally will start in the outfield, and then the bullpen of Grant Reddy and Cody Davis are both graybeards. So here's Austin Davidson hitting .298 with no home runs and 15 runs batted in. With Barrett on the mound, Garrity is at third, and he is playing in on the grass. First pitch is outside, ball 1. The Bobcats know that the Knights play small ball better than anybody in the state. And that by no means is a cut down. Here's the 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Pete Threet said that one was outside. Sumrall leading 1-0. The 2-0. There's a strike on the inside part of the plate, 2-1. From what I've seen of Pete Threet's strike zone so far, it is a little bit elevated. It's all in the strike zone. It's just a little bit higher than first 2 umpires in this series. The 2-1 pitch. That's upstairs, 3-1. Hunter Barrett working quickly. Game 3 of this best of 3 game series. The winning team in each game threw a shutout. And that is ball 4. That is high to Austin Davidson. And quickly, Graham Crawford out to settle Barrett down. And here is Brett Mason. And Brett Mason has been, in my opinion, the best hitter on this team in this series. Mason hitting .390 with 1 homer and 31 runs batted in. He has hit it hard every time up. ripped one down the right field line against Story on Saturday night that Story was able to snag. The first pitch from Barrett is high, ball one. Hunter may be pressing just a little. Dennis Jackson shaded toward right just a bit. The wind is not a factor. 310 down each of the lines here, 350 to dead center. But you've got the big black monster there in center, too. You've got to really elevate one to knock it out to center field. There's a strike. 1-1 now, and Brett Mason to get to work. The Sumrall infield, Garrity at third, Tanner Morgan at short, Barry at second, and Story at first. The outfield in a moment. The 1-1 pitch. Low. Crawford with a snap throw. Threw behind the runner, and he took off the second and got there. Got too big of a lead, and Crawford threw behind him, and alertly, Davidson took off to second and took his chances there, and he was safe. Boy, this is going to be intensity to the 10th degree tonight. Game 3 against two of the most highly heralded baseball programs ever in the state of Mississippi. 2-1 the count to Brett Mason. And now here comes Barry, thinking that Mason may try to put it down. Time is called at the plate now. Hunter Barrett being a right-handed pitcher, it's not as problematic as if Sibley were out there, who's the left-hander that has to turn that body all the way around to field the ball. Speaking of Sibley, he's out there in left. Dennis Jackson in center, Garrett Robbins in right. First pitch, or that pitch is outside, 3-1 now to Brett Mason with Braden Luke on deck. Sumrall leading 1-0, but the Knights making some noise here in the bottom of the first. Barrett looks in at Crawford. Knight fans are chanting ball 4, and now Hunter Barrett off the pitching rubber. You know, Barrett was on and off the pitching rubber quite a lot in game 1 where he threw. And he's off the rubber again. And he really got under the skin of a lot of the members of the student body at West Lauderdale. Three and one the count. And this one is lifted foul out of play down the left field line, and that ball was up. He might have swung at ball 4, but the count goes full at 3-2. Braden Luke, the first baseman tonight, is on deck. Luke has been playing right field. Big pitch coming up here for Hunter Barrett. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Ball is dropped. They'll have to go to first. High throw, but Mason Story pulls it down. Big pitch there. One away. And here's Braden Luke. Righty versus lefty, the matchup here. Luke hitting .358. 4 homers, 30 runs batted in. Barrett from the stretch. Dennis Jackson shaded toward right. Robbins holding his ground in right. So all sorts of room in left center. First pitch is outside. The off-speed pitch missed. Ball 1. Sumrall wins this game. The Raw Cats would travel to Van Cleve to take on the Bulldogs of Van Cleve on Thursday night. West Lauderdale wins, then Van Cleve would come here Thursday night. Again, the next round of the playoffs, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The 1-0 pitch. Took something off of it, and that's chopped foul. Outside first. A ball and a strike as Hunter Barrett wants a new baseball there. Austin Davidson walked and then stole second. Brett Mason struck out. So he's there with one out at second base. And the ball and strike count is up on the board to Braden Luke. Barrett looks in at Crawford to get the signal. Off of the pitching rubber, and again the runner back. Braden Luke at first base tonight, played right field in the first two games, but with Eldridge on the hill, Jerry Boatner reshuffling the deck defensively. The 1-1 pitch, low, 2-1. Now in games 1 and 2, that might have been a strike. But again, Pete Threet has already shown that he likes a little bit higher strike zone. Some umpires will give you that low knee strike. Threet has not given either pitcher that pitch tonight. Kneecap or slightly above the kneecap has been the bottom part of the zone. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. On the change, 2-2 now to Braden Luke. Sumrall leading 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning here at Jerry Boatner Field in Collinsville. Crowd trying to get the Knights ignited here. Barrett gets the 2-2 call. Here it comes. Low, 3-2. Crawford tried to frame it up and get the call. But again, Threet is not giving that low strike. So the count goes full here with Hunter Eldridge waiting on deck, and all Eldridge does is have a .420 batting average. Big pitch again for Barrett. Here it comes. Low, ball 4. It's just not there. The low strike is just not there. And Crawford may be telling Hunter, look, you're just going to have to adjust up a little bit. He's been consistent, which is all you can ask of an umpire. The pitcher has to adjust to the umpire. And here is Eldridge now. We mentioned the .420 batting average. 8 home runs, 41 runs batted in. Eldridge can swing it. And now with runners on first and second, the double play is in play here. Tanner Morgan shaded towards second base. So the left side of that infield. Now Morgan shifts back to the middle. Breaking ball high, ball 1. So Barrett trying to work a little bit higher, but missed upstairs. Righty versus righty, the matchup with catcher Chase Tillman on deck. Sumrall grabbed the lead in the top of the first. 1-0 on the base hit by Mason Story. The 1-0 pitch. That's right down the tube for called strike 1. So Barrett split the difference. He's been trying to get the low strike, hasn't been there. Then came to the upper part of the zone, missed too high and split the difference for a strike right down Broadway. A ball, a strike, and an out with 2 men on. The Knights looking to up their record to 25-3. Sumrall trying to go 24-8. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on, there's a drive. That's into the gap in left center field. That ball is down and will go all the way to the wall. Sibley will have to dig it out. Dennis Jackson has problems coming up with it. That'll score 2 runs on a throw to the plate. A 2-run double. So Eldridge now with 43 runs batted in. A 1-out double. That's why he's hitting in the 4-hole, folks. And he roped that ball. Tanner Morgan gave a gallant effort to try to get up off the ground to pull that one down, but it was about 1.5 feet over his glove and screaming to the wall. Sibley was the first man there, but Jackson came in behind him and tried to dig the baseball out. Couldn't come up with the handle. They threw home anyway, but Braden Luke had already scored. So Eldridge at second with 1 out, and the Knights have reclaimed the lead. Eli Bryan, the courtesy runner for Eldridge. And here's Chase Tillman now. Tillman, the catcher, hitting .350 with 3 home runs and 23 runs batted in. Time called at the plate. Turbo McKee on deck. As the Knights looking to avenge a Saturday night stinging loss at Sumrall. First pitch from Barrett. Check swing, appeal, and he did not go. You get this far in the playoffs, you really get some pretty good officiating crews because these umpires are assigned based on the grades that they were given during the regular season. And the MHSAA assigns these umpires. They come from districts that are not from anywhere around here. This one is popped over to the right side. Story will come over and give it a look, but that's out of play. So the count goes 1-1 to Chase Tillman, hitting 5th in the order for Jerry Boatner in his last year as head baseball coach here at West Lauderdale. Eli Bryan, the runner at second base, is in a situation where he doesn't have to go anywhere. He'll run based on where the ball is hit. Throw back to second base. And Bryan back in time. When you're at second base, any ball hit to the right side, that's the second and first base side, you would be running toward third. On the left side, you would see how close that ball is hit up the middle to determine whether you run or not. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on. Here's a high drive to center field. Playable. Dennis Jackson is there tracking it. Rounds it, comes underneath it, and makes the catch. And the runner will hold at second. Ball got away from Tanner Morgan, but Bryan had already decided to stay put. So 2 away. And that'll bring up Jeremiah Turbo McKee. The third baseman, the fiery third baseman for the Knights. Now, Bryan will be running on anything hit with 2 away. Knights lead at 2-1. Sumrall got 1 in the top of the first. The Knights have come right back with 2. McKee digs in. Barrett checks the runner and comes to the plate. Breaking ball, little floater out towards center. Dennis Jackson running, and it got over his head. Dennis Jackson had played him a little bit shallow, and it looked like that was going to be a routine fly, but it just kept sailing, and it went over his head. Turbo McKee with a 2-out double, and the Knights lead it 3-1. Boy, that looked like that ball was going to be right in the glove of Dennis Jackson. He started to his left, but it didn't take him long to see that that ball was going to be over his head. So McKee drills it. He's credited with an RBI. And here's Cam Partridge. Partridge was the winning pitcher in game 1 of this series. And boy, did he twirl a beauty. Teammates put up 9 runs for him, and that's always a pitcher's best friend. Again, we are aware that the picture is freezing every once in a while. The audio is good, though, so when the picture freezes, you'll just have to take my word for it. I'll do the best I can to recreate it for you. The first pitch is low, ball 1 to Cam Partridge. Partridge came into the game hitting .333 with no home runs and 21 runs batted in. A lot of other guys on this team hit home runs, but make no mistake, Partridge, the way he pitches the baseball, he's worth his weight in gold. 1-0 pitch coming. Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count now. Should Partridge reach, then Ben Etheridge, the right fielder, would come up. Etheridge was the tough luck losing pitcher in game 2. 3-1 Knights here in the bottom of the first inning. Well, if the first inning is any indication of the way the rest of the game is going to be, we might be in for a long night here in Collinsville. The 1-1 pitch. Low, 2-1. Again, the bottom part of that zone, but Pete Threed has not, he's been consistent in not giving that low strike. But if you're going to miss, that's where you want to miss. You don't want to miss up. As Graham Crawford can tell you after he put it in the lights Saturday night on a pitch that was up. Low and in, 3-1 now to Partridge. And while Hunter Eldridge threw a lot of pitches in the first inning, Hunter Barrett now doing the same for Sumrall. But you've got a lot of pitchers that could be ready to go on a moment's notice for Sumrall. Cody Davis hasn't thrown at all. Grant Reddy's always good for an inning or two. Halen Sanford could go tonight as well. 3-1 pitch. Too high, ball 4. So runners on first and second. And here comes Etheridge now. Etheridge hitting .378. No home runs, 8 runs batted in. Runners will be moving on contact now. The infield will play back, not holding either runner, as they need to get an out here. First pitch is, he zinged it in there, but it was upstairs. Ball 1. Larry Knight clapping words of encouragement to his starting pitcher as Cody Davis begins to loosen in the Sumrall bullpen. The big right-handed sidewinder for the Rawcats. 1-0 the count. Barrett working now methodically to Etheridge as Etheridge calls time. All that does is give Davis a little more time to loosen. Turbo McKee at second, Cam Partridge at first with 2 away here in the first. Low, 2-0. And now you've got Etheridge sitting on a fastball count. And 80% of the time, a pitcher in this situation is going to try to groove a fastball and get it by the hitter. The hitter knows that. Now it's just one against the other. Pickoff play at second base. Throw gets away, but not endangering anyone, as Barry was there to clean it up. Again, that just buys more time for Cody Davis. 2-0 the count to Etheridge. Again, you would think fastball would be the call here. Let's see how it matches up. The pitch. There is the fastball, and it's right down the tube for strike 1. They showed bunt to try to rattle Barrett a little bit. Etheridge hitting 8th in the order, but he has a .378 average. So certainly a capable hitter. 3-1 Knights here in the bottom of the first. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, there's a rope to left field, but right at Cross Sibley. Cross Sibley was there to make the catch. It was hit well, but Sibley right there. So the Knights come up with 3 runs on 2 hits, but they were a couple of doubles. A couple of walks were issued as well. So, 1 complete here tonight in Collinsville, and the Knights lead the Bobcats 3-1. Hunter Eldridge coming back out for his second inning of work. Toiled a little bit in the first, but left runners on second and third when he got the strikeout of Mitchell. So it'll be Barrett, Berry, and Morgan here in the second inning. Diversified Forestry has been a big sponsor of Sumrall Baseball on the web this year. Thank you to Diversified, also to South Group Insurance, the largest independently owned insurance agency in the state. 20 locations to serve you, including locations in Columbia, Hattiesburg, Collins, and McGee. Help walk you through the nightmare that is getting to be health insurance. Among other things, South Group Insurance. Thank South Group for their support. There's a shot down the line. That's a fair ball. Barrett rounding first. He's being waved onto second base. The ball just now getting to the corner, but because it's in left, the throw comes in. A stand-up lead-off double for Sumrall here on the top of the second. So his little brother Hayden Barrett will come in to run for him.
Hayden Barrett.
And here is Zane Berry. Zane hitting .225 with no homers and 10 runs batted in. Boy, this is quite the opposite of the first 2 games we saw. Some great pitching, and both teams have lit up here throwing the ball. Pass ball. And Barry advances to third. Or Barrett, rather. Hayden Barrett. So he's there with nobody out. Zane hitting .225 with no homers and 10 runs batted in. It'll be followed by Tanner Morgan. So you've got a wily senior on the mound and Hunter Eldridge facing the junior Zane Berry. 1-0 pitch. Too high, 2-0. A lot of goose eggs on the scoreboard in the first couple games, not tonight. That one's right down Broadway for strike 1. Or right down Collinsville Road, where we are here. Working quickly as Eldridge back to the plate. Breaking ball high, 3-1. Hunter Barrett now going back to the bullpen to work a few things out mechanically. The 3-1 pitch. Swung on, there's a chopper towards short. They'll concede the run and go to first base. So Zane Berry gets the job done, making it a 3-2 ball game. Credited with an RBI. Bases empty, 1 out, and here's the Sumrall shortstop, Tanner Morgan. Morgan hitting .203 with no home runs and 10 runs batted in. First pitch to him, just a little high, ball 1. 2 runs, 3 hits for Sumrall, just the opposite. 3 runs, 2 hits for the Knights. That's there. A ball and a strike. Dennis Jackson in the on-deck circle. Breaking ball away. 2-1. And Coach Boatner for the Knights likes his pitchers to get the ball, get the signal, and let it go. That's upstairs. 3-1. And he'd only, coming into the game tonight, he'd only thrown 4 2/3 innings. So you figured he'd be a little bit rusty. 3-1 pitch. That one's grooved for strike 2. So now Morgan's got to get to work. Pitcher versus batter. Here it comes. Swung on, popped him up. Pitch that was probably ball 4, but he swings that high fly to center field. Underneath it is Reed to put it away for the second out. So Tanner Morgan disposed of, and here's Dennis Jackson.
Fielder number 5, Dennis Jackson.
Jackson grounded out to short his first time up. First pitch to him. Outside, ball 1. The problem with Jackson's ground ball to the shortstop Partridge is it was hit so sharply that Partridge even had time to throw him out. That pitch is low, 2-0 to DJ. There's a strike. Purvis leading St. Stanislaus 7-2 now. Outside, 3-1. That's in the bottom of the 5th inning. Purvis batting and at home leading Stanislaus 7-2. If Purvis holds on to win there, they would play East Central in the next round. The 3-1 pitch. Too high, ball 4. Jackson is on, and with that all-world speed as the wide receiver for the football team for Sumrall, he is a danger whenever he's on base. Again, Jackson on the football field offers from every SEC school except Alabama. So here's Graham Crawford. Crawford walked and scored his first time up. Eldridge comes set. Jackson not going, and that pitch is high. Any pitcher has to be careful if they're going to work up, because those are the ones that can get lifted out of the ballpark. Pitching coaches will say, if you're going to miss low. That one is right there. 1-1 now to Crawford. Crawford hitting .258 with 4 home runs and 17 runs batted in. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on. This is popped up. I mean, it is a moonshot. I'm not sure. Now Reed coming over. He's got it. Because in right field, Ben Etheridge, I'm not sure, really had a beat on that ball. Reed had it all the way and was able to put it in his back pocket and end the inning. Jackson was on the move on the play, but Sumrall comes up with 1 run on 1 hit. A leadoff double by Barrett they're able to cash in on. So 9, 1, and 2 come to the plate now for West Lauderdale in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Dykets Professional Drugs in Laurel says go Bobcats. You can reach Dykets online at Dykets RX. That's DIKETS RX.com for questions about any of your prescriptions. You can even order your prescriptions online. Dykets Professional Drugs in Laurel. I want to thank them for their support of Bobcat baseball, and we'll be with you every step of the way. MCS Insulation and Building Supply. If you use it in, on, or around your home, you'll find it at MCS Building Supply and Insulation in Sumrall. Do what all credible contractors do. Contact MCS Insulation and Building Supply. Chance Denson will lead it off. He's the DH tonight. He's hitting for Murphy Reed, the center fielder. 3 runs, 2 hits for West Lauderdale. 2 runs, 3 hits for Sumrall. I'll tell you what, I don't even know. This isn't even a job to get to do games like these. See 2 great teams battle. Denson hitting in the 9-hole. Hunter Barrett out there, and again, Cody Davis was loosening, so the big senior right-hander could be called upon if needed. First pitch to Denson is a strike on the inside part of the plate. Judy Thompson watching from Sumrall. Go Bobcats. Breaking ball there for strike 2. Now that's not Mama. It is Mama. Mama Thompson, good to have you with us tonight. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Just missed off the plate. 1 and 2. Jeremy, you kind of thought she'd text us tonight. We'd love to hear from you as well. 601-310-7077. Hopefully all together we can come up with a Sumrall win here tonight. 1 and 2 the count to Denson. Swung on, slow roller to Barry at second base. Scott has this one over to first base, and there's 1 away. You know, Barry had to kind of be trembling a little bit because that right side of the infield the other night was giving him fits with the infield lip at the front of the dirt and the back of the dirt. Zane took one in the mouth, and that one with soft contact had a lot of spin on it. Then go back to the top of the order, and here's Austin Davidson. He walked and scored his first time up. Davidson hitting .298. First pitch, here's a little floater out toward right center. That ball is down. Dennis Jackson plays it on 1 hop. Now they'll throw to second base, and Jackson just held on to the ball and would not throw it in. And when he saw Jackson just holding the ball, Davidson took off. Jackson's throw was slightly off the mark. And so some hustle by Davidson puts him at second base. Oh boy. No doubt the coaching staff will have something to say to Dennis on that one. Here's Brett Mason now. And in most situations, runners would not go. But Davidson had already made the big wide turn at first and saw Jackson really making no effort to get the ball in. Stone's dad is watching tonight. Go Bobcats. Glad to have Stone's dad along with us on the webcast. Mason hitting .390. You see how Crawford tried to pull that ball in after just being off the plate. That's called framing the baseball. Trying to get the umpire talked into a strike. And credit Austin Davidson. He saw the opportunity, took it. It was going to be a bang-bang play either way, but he got there ahead of the throw. And the throw was a little bit off the mark. The 1-0 pitch. Strike on the inner part of the plate. 1-1 to Mason. Righty versus lefty, the matchup here. Sumrall got a single tallies in the first and second. The Knights put up 3 in the bottom of the first. And they're looking for more here in the second. Runner on second, 1 away. 1-1 pitch. That's low and away. The off-speed pitch most of the night for Hunter has been down and away to lefties. Low and in on righties. Garrity even with the bag at third. The Knights batting here in the bottom of the second of a scheduled 7. Game 3 of the best of 3 game series. Both teams winning on their home fields by shutout. Swing and a miss. Worked the outer half of the plate that time. And Mason tried to pull the ball and swung through it. Sharon Cooley in Oxford, Mississippi tonight pulling for the Bobcats. Glad to have Sharon along from Hotty Toddy Land. 2-2 the count. Barrett comes set, checks the runner. And we'll reload here. On deck is Braden Luke as the Knights bat in the bottom of the second. It's been a great game so far. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, tries to poke this one down the left field line. It's foul. That's what he should have done with the pitch before, but when he tried to pull it, he wound up swinging through the ball. If it pitches to the outside part of the plate, drive it that direction. If the pitch is inside, hit the ball out front and pull it. 2-2 the count. Barrett gets the sign from Crawford. The 2-2 pitch. Outside, 3-2. Barrett has struck out 1, but he has walked 3. And the student body on him now yelling ball 4. And Barrett working the runner, much to the annoyance of the West Lauderdale student body. 3-2 the count. Big payoff pitch coming for Hunter Barrett to Brett Mason. The pitch. Swung on again, tried to poke it to left field. Spoiled a pitch that probably was strike 3. Mason hitting second in the order. For Jerry Boatner down there at third base. Boy, whoever takes this job next year will have some ginormous shoes to fill. Again, the payoff pitch coming. Swung on, there's a drive up the middle, a base hit. It actually caromed off the second base bag. Rounding second, that throw will be cut off. It's an RBI single. Mason Story cut it off in case the runner tried to go to second. But Mason delivers a full count single. And it's a 4-2 ball game. Larry Knight to the mound. And while he does, we salute the doctors at Premier Orthopedics, Doctors Burns and Bayless, for their continued support of Sumrall baseball. And it looks like we've got a pitching change coming up here. Will it be Garrett Robbins? It is going to be Garrett Robbins. If you listen very closely, you can hear Mom Bridget Robbins having a coronary right about now. As Garrett will come to the hill, Barrett will go back to third. And Garrity now will move to right field. Cross Sibley is done and cannot go tonight. He threw more pitches than allotted for just 1 day's rest. So Sibley is the only pitcher really that's not available tonight for Sumrall. Robbins is going to go now. Garrity could go because Garrity hasn't thrown at all. Cody Davis is available all night, and Halen Sanford could also go. Hunter Barrett taking practice throws now from third, and he has got an absolute cannon from third base. So Garrett Robbins comes on for Sumrall. Let's take a look at his pitching statistics. Robbins has pitched 8 1/3 innings. He has walked 8, struck out 17. He has an earned run average of 3.36 and a win-loss record of 1-2. So Garrett Robbins will come on. He is the power pitcher for this Sumrall team. He and Garrity are the ones that can really blaze it in there. So the Knights have answered the run that Sumrall came up with in the second with one of their own. Stone Robinson, a pitcher on the roster, but because of injury, he's out of pocket. So here's Braden Luke. He walked and scored his first time up. So Brett Mason slaps the ball to center field. That ball actually, as we mentioned, just caromed slightly off the second base bag. Hit the second base bag on the line and just caromed slightly, which threw Dennis Jackson for a loop. Robbins checks the runner at first and throws a strike right down the tube. Robbins, the senior, Vicky Sumlin from Sumrall watching tonight on the web. Glad to have Vicky along. Boy, you guys are doing this great tonight. Everybody checking in. Love to know that you're with us. The 0-1. That's inside. Crawford sitting on it as if to lay an egg there, but found it quickly so that the runner could not advance, and Crawford wants time. Robbins throws the ball hard, but when he gets into trouble, he gets a little bit erratic. And that makes Crawford earn his paycheck back there. Runner on first, one out. 1-1 the count. I think Crawford, that might have rung his bell a little bit, and he's out there to maybe catch his breath as well. Braden Luke with Hunter Eldridge on deck, and Hunter Eldridge's 2-run double put the Knights in the lead in the bottom of the first, but West Lauderdale batting here in the bottom of the second inning. Garrett Robbins on in relief of Hunter Barrett. 1-1 the count back at the ranch. Braden Luke's got 4 dingers on the year with 30 runs knocked in. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on. Here's a chopper to second base. Morgan's got it. Bobbles it. Can they find the handle? Oh, they call him out. And Barry got control of the baseball right at the last second. The ball was hit sharply. Tanner Morgan couldn't find it, but Barry was there and kind of spidered it from the top and was able to control the ball just long enough to get the force out at second. So Mason is out. Braden Luke is there at first with 2 away. And here's Hunter Eldridge hitting a blistering .420 with 8 homers and 41 runs batted in. Check that, 43 runs batted in. First pitch to him is outside, ball 1. So now the book is closed on Barrett because the runner at first, Braden Luke, is Robbins' responsibility. The 1-0 pitch. Low again. 2-0 with Chase Tillman on deck, should he be needed here in the bottom of the second. The Knights and the Bobcats playing for a date with Van Cleve and perhaps destiny. The Bulldogs 1-2 straight. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on. There's a shot into left field. Tanner Morgan is able to glove it. Long throw to first. What a play by Tanner Morgan. Going to the third base hole. It looked like a sure base hit. He backhanded it and threw off balance. Wow, that was a good one. What a play. And they get Eldridge out at first. But the Knights come up with 1 run on 2 hits. There was a man left on base, so we've completed 2 now. It's a 4-2 ball game. And Sumrall, in the top of the third, will send the meat of the order. Garrity, Robbins, and Story to the plate to face Hunter Eldridge.
In the South, Purvis 12, St. Stanislaus 2.
So Purvis has come up with 5 more runs. It looks like the Tornadoes will.
Purvis in the next round.
So they've won. That is a final. Purvis has advanced. They will play East Central in the 4A South State semi. The other semifinal will be either West Lauderdale or Sumrall against Van Cleve. As long as West Lauderdale stays alive, the Knights get home field advantage all the way through. So again, if West Lauderdale wins this series, Van Cleve would come up here on Thursday night. If Sumrall wins this game, then the Bobcats would go to Van Cleve. So here's Billy Garrity, who singled his first at bat, leading it off for the Rawcats here in the third.
Fielder number 31, Billy Garrity.
Garrity with 8 dingers and 27 runs batted in. Trying to battle the finesse pitcher Hunter Eldridge. First pitch is a strike that splits the plate. Pete Threet, the home plate umpire tonight. The 0-1 pitch. That one bounced in there. That hand came straight over top of it and almost spiked it into the ground. I want to thank William Carey University for their support of Sumrall baseball. William Carey empowering students for every good work for over 100 years. See the online opportunities for your education at williamcarey.edu. Second pitch is inside. Next pitch inside. 2-1 the count to Big Time, the quarterback of the Sumrall football team. A 2-1 pitch. Check swing. He's kind of mad at himself because knew that pitch was up and out of the zone. But it goes as a foul ball strike. 2-2 now to the leadoff hitter for Sumrall here in the third. About an hour and 10 minutes into this game now. 2-2 pitch, swung on, rope right to the shortstop. He dropped the ball and then comes up throwing. Once the ball was caught, Garrity kind of pulled the parachute, thinking that he was out, but then Partridge dropped the ball and alertly threw over to first. So it'll actually go as a 6-3 ground out. And here's Garrett Robbins, who flew to center field his first time up. Low, ball 1. Robbins hitting .292 with 3 homers and 18 runs batted in. The 1-0 pitch. That bounced in there. 2-0 now to Robbins. Boy, Eldridge really looks out of sorts here to Robbins. Working quickly, but again, he's had some back issues, but working through them here tonight. 2-0 pitch, high, 3-0. There's a strike, 3-1 now. Robbins, the son of Chris Rockin' Robbins, who played at Southern Miss back in the day. Here's the 3-1. Low, ball 4. Robbins is on with a walk. And here's Mason Story. Story delivered a single that scored a run. And I think something that I just mentioned, that Eldridge really looked out of sorts and kind of was twisting his back a little bit. And we've talked about his back issues. I think Jerry Boatner noticed the same thing from the dugout. Eldridge's back might be giving him a little bit of trouble, which could complicate his delivery. But again, you've got 2 just Cy Young Award-winning pitchers in Partridge and Etheridge. And Eldridge coming into tonight had only thrown 4 2/3 innings. But because they're forced to a third game, you got to make some decisions. And Eldridge being the senior and wanting the opportunity to come in here and get it done. You would imagine, though, that Boatner will have Eldridge under the microscope most of the game.
Top 6. And another game, New Hope 5, Moorville 3.
Other teams from around the area, Sacred Heart was playing in a third game tonight against Stringer. The winner of that game would move on to the next round in 1A. There's somebody loosening now in the bullpen for the Knights. First pitch to Story, swung on high, chopper, but foul, wide of third. That's what's neat about the playoffs too, is sometimes you just got to get it done somehow, some way. This is what these kids play for the time they're 8 years old, for the opportunity to win state in high school. Second pitch, swing and a miss. Story behind in the count now, 0-2. And both of these schools certainly no strangers to state championships. Sumrall cleaned house when it was a 3A school. Just recently being bumped up to 4A not too long ago. 0-2 pitch to Story. Swung on, lifted to right field. There, making the catch easily in right field is Etheridge to put it away for out number 2. You'd have to think, if you're Jerry Boatner, the more he gets out of Eldridge, absolute best. Here's Seth Mitchell, who struck out his first time. In fact, Eldridge has only struck out one batter and has walked 2. That pitch is outside, ball 1. So runner at first, 2 away here in the top of the third inning. See if Larry Knight puts Garrett Robbins in motion at first base. He does not. There's a called strike at the plate, 1-1. Sumrall fans thought it was outside. 1-1 the count. The Knights will send hitters 5, 6, and 7 to the plate in their half of the third. High throw to the plate. Robbins coming into second, and he's a dead duck on the throw to second base. So Larry Knight trying to get something to happen there. Robbins is out, and so too the Bobcats in the top of the third. No runs, no hits. There was a walk. Nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Here in Collinsville tonight, it's the Knights 4 and the Bobcats 2. And again, the Knights will send Tillman, McKee, and Partridge to the plate, and we think to face Garrett Robbins, and here he comes back out. Other sponsors we want to thank include Movie Star Restaurant on Old Highway 11 across from Temple Baptist. Movie Star Restaurant, the best buffet in the state, and did you know that they cater? They've got a catering menu, whether the event is a wedding, a senior party, or just a get-together, family reunion maybe. Check out the catering menu at Movie Star. Make your choices and then leave the rest to the catering pros at Movie Star. The world-famous fried chicken, macaroni and cheese. Some of the best desserts you've ever tasted as well. Movie Star Restaurant on Old 11 across from Temple Baptist. We thank them for their support. So Tillman will lead it off. He's flown to center field. Again, Purvis has moved on. So one Lamar County school has already moved on. Oak Grove is still alive in 6A play. They will face Gulfport in round 2 of the 6A playoffs. Actually, that's round 3. They got a bye in round 1. They defeated Pearl in 2 games. Now they get the Gulfport Admirals, who are coached by Jamie McMahon. who's an Oak Grove graduate. So here's Tillman. Tillman came in hitting .350 with 3 homers and 23 runs batted in. Knights batting in the bottom of the third, leading Sumrall 4-2. First pitch is low and inside. Turbo McKee next. Strike on the outside corner. 1-1 now. Robbins on in relief of Hunter Barrett. That one bounces in there. Turbo McKee on deck hitting .286. You know the way that West Lauderdale plays it. If they can get a runner on base with no outs, then their proficiency at bunting comes into play. The 2-1 pitch. Outside again. 3-1. And the further you work down in the order, the more it makes sense for the Knights to play small ball if they need to. The 3-1 pitch to Tillman. Low, ball 4. So Tillman is on with a leadoff walk.
Courtesy runner number 12, Brandon Andriacchio.
Brandon Andriacchio
The next batter is third baseman number 35.
is the courtesy runner. Andriacchio, most noted for running out of ovals on the ACT test. That last name, Andriacchio. I don't know if it's Italian or Greek. It's a long last name. So again, playing bunt here. Called strike. So Turbo showed bunt and got a beautiful pitch to bunt, but pulled it back. McKee hitting 6th in the order, again hitting .286. I would think for sure they would be bunting here. Bunt is being shown. Throw over to first. Runner back. And on the grass at third is Barrett. Zane Berry also in shallow at second. Will they bunt the ball? There is the bunt. It's a high chopper, tough play. Robbins will field it, throw to first. The out is made, and the sacrifice bunt propels Tillman over to second. So no surprise there. 1 away, and here comes Cam Partridge, who walked his first at bat. Now my guess here is with Partridge hitting .333 with no homers and 21 runs batted in, my guess is they will let Partridge swing away. Because to take the bat out of his hand and move the man to third would have the man at third with 2 outs to your number 8 hitter. So my guess again is that Partridge will be swinging away. Knights lead at 4-2, batting in the bottom of the third. Runner on second, 1 out. Robbins comes set, kicks and delivers. Inside corner strike. He blazed that one in there. Put some extra mustard on that one, and now Tanner Morgan coming in. Robbins wants to make sure that the signals that Morgan is calling at shortstop for a pickoff or a non-pickoff are absolutely clear. Because the last thing you want to have Robbins do is get confused, throw the ball to second base, and not have anybody there to catch it. So 0-1 to Partridge. Cam with a K. Partridge, the 0-1. Swung on, ground ball just short. Morgan's got it. Long throw to first is in time. Partridge is out. 2 away. Tillman will be running on contact, and here's Ben Etheridge. Etheridge stung the ball last time, but he hit it right at Cross Sibley in left field.
Ben Etheridge.
Robbins settling down here. Of course, really strong. Robbins, a workhorse in the weight room. Runner back to second on the pickoff attempt. Four runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Knights. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Rollcats. The pitch swung on and lifted out of play to the right side. So 0-1 to the number 8 hitter. Chance Denson, the DH, would be next. Here at Jerry Boatner Field. Sumrall took a lead in the top of the first, but the Knights came back with 3 in the bottom of the first. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. So Robbins ahead in the count, 0-2. Then both teams exchanged punches in the second, putting up 1 run. Sumrall shut out in the third, and so far the Knights have come up with nothing. Now working against Garrett Robbins. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, nearly hit him. And Boatner thinks it did hit him. He's coming in wanting to know. Of course, the last person you want to ask is the hitter, because they'll tell you the truth. Even if it might kind of nicked him, I mean, he wants to hit. 1-2 the count. Robbins gets the sign from Crawford. No wind at all tonight. It's been still since the first pitch. 1-2. Swung on and tapped foul. Actually hit it twice. Kind of bizarre. It bounced right down off of the plate and then came up and hit the bottom of the bat again. You could try to do that 100 times and never have it happen. Still 1-2. Chance Denson, the DH, on deck should he be needed. Robbins kicks and delivers. Swung on, again fouled into the net. So Ben Etheridge making Robbins work. Man, you really do. I mean, as a baseball fan, you really had to feel sorry for Etheridge Saturday night. He pitched his guts out. Had a terrific game. Struck out 9 Sumrall batters. But his teammates just couldn't figure out Cross Sibley of Sumrall. 1-0 Saturday night. What a game. 1-2 the count. Robbins now off the pitching rubber. And that was Etheridge's first loss of the year. It's got to be tough for a pitcher to give up 1 run and not say something to your teammates. Guys, come on, help me out here. 1-2 pitch swung on. Barry's got it at second, comes up throwing, and nice scoop on a short throw by Mason Story. He has done a terrific job this year at digging those out of the dirt. So Etheridge out on the 4-3 putout, and so too the Knights. No runs, no hits, no errors. There was a man left. So we've completed 3. It's 4-2 West Lauderdale. Mitchell, Barrett, and Barry, the scheduled hitters. And here comes the old wily right-hander, Hunter Etheridge, out for another inning of work. We want to thank Magnolia Place in Sumrall for its support of Bobcat baseball over the season. MagnoliaPlaceRetirement.com. They now have availability as well. You can pull them up on the web and look at the spacious living quarters and the activities that they have planned for the residents at Magnolia Place Retirement Home in Sumrall. That's MagnoliaPlaceRetirement.com. And don't forget that Martin's E-Tax service is open all year round, not just during personal tax season, but for business tax season as well. They can talk to you about the advantages of offering benefits like health insurance to your employees, even though your business may not be required to. They can help talk you through the maze of all the different taxes involved with businesses. Martin's E-Tax at 4879, 589 right across from Sumrall Town Hall, thanks to Martin's E-Tax. So here's Seth Mitchell, who was up to bat when Robbins was gunned out at second base. So Mitchell comes up here with a fresh set of pitches, and he takes strike one. Swing and a miss. The second pitch that was a little bit up. Seth hitting .233 with no homers and 5 runs batted in. The 0-2. Off the plate, ball one. Again, these West Lauderdale pitchers work so quickly. They get the sign, and away we go. The 1-2 pitch. Got a piece of that one and put it into the screen. So Mitchell alive at 1-2. I'll give a shout out to Bobby Banks tonight. Bobby watching the webcast. Bobby Banks' grandson, Javen Williams, on this Sumrall team. 1-2 pitch is popped up down the right field line. Foul. Will it stay in play? It does not. It plummets outside the fence. And it's still 1-2. Again, Bobby's grandson, Javen, part of this Sumrall team. Good to have Bobby Banks along. Seth Mitchell leading it off here in the top of the fourth inning. Sumrall trailing 4-2. Both pitchers now, Eldridge and Robbins, have settled in a little bit here. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball missed inside, almost hit Seth. 2-2 the count now. The Knight defense playing him straight away in center field. Swing and a foul tip. If Tillman was able to hang on to it, it wouldn't have been a strikeout, but that might have gotten Tillman on the upper right thigh maybe. So Seth Mitchell rather, still alive. Seth hitting .233 with no homers and 5 runs batted in. The 2-2 pitch from Eldridge. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Mitchell down. So there's one away. And that'll bring up Hunter Barrett, who has doubled and scored. Some of you texting in saying you're really enjoying the webcast. We appreciate that. We try really hard to do a good job for you, knowing that we're your eyes and ears. First pitch to Hunter Barrett is a breaking ball strike. Barrett hitting .195 with no homers and 12 runs batted in, but he really ignited Sumrall in the second inning with that leadoff double down into the left field corner. It was actually hit sharply past Turbo McKee at third and just wheeled its way down into the corner. This one is squibbed foul to the left. So Sumrall looking at an 0-2 count here. Bounced it in there again. Hunter Barrett hitting 7th in the order. Zane Berry waiting his turn here in the 4th. 4-2 ball game. It had the makings of like a 14-12 affair early on. That one zips high and away, 2-2 to the Sumrall third baseman now. Barrett can only lose this game. He can't win it as a pitcher. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. So 2 strikeouts in a row. And 3 for the game for Hunter Eldridge, who coming into the game had walked 1 and struck out 7. But tonight he has walked 3 and struck out 3. So here's Berry with 2 outs and the base is empty. First pitch is a strike. And it looks like to me whatever back issues Eldridge may have been having in the third have been addressed, because he looks much more fluid in this inning. 0-1 pitch is short, bouncing in there. He's been consistently short on the breaking ball. But when he's attacked the Bobcats, particularly in with fastballs, he's been effective. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2 to Barry, hitting .225 with no homers and 10 runs batted in. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball again, slow chopper right out in front. Barry can fly. Throw to first. It's a high throw. And that'll be an error on the throw. And Barry got conked in the head. And Barry's holding his left eye. They tried the sweep tag at first base, which is all you can do on an errant throw like that. And I think when first baseman Braden Luke came down with the sweep of the glove, it might have gotten Barry in the eye. But it'll go as a throwing error.
Shortstop number 27, Tanner Morgan.
So runner on first, 2 outs. And there's Zane Barry's speed helping him there. Tanner Morgan now up to bat, and he taps this one foul. Morgan, who made a terrific play to his right in the third base hole to end the second out of last inning. Strike, there's a breaking ball that caught the corner. 0-2 now to Morgan. Should Morgan reach, and Sumrall would go back to the top of the order. The Lamar Countyans batting in the top of the fourth. The 0-2. Low, late throw to second base, and it's right on the money again, and Zane Barry is out. So Tanner Morgan will go up there with a fresh set of pitches next time. But as it turns out, Eldridge faces the minimum in the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors, and as it turns out, nobody left on base. 9-1-2 coming up to bat for West Lauderdale, and it'll be Garrett Robbins again. We want to thank La Torre's Fine Foods in Sumrall for their long-standing support of Sumrall athletics, not just baseball, but, you know, when you talk about restaurants in Sumrall, the first one that comes to everybody's minds is La Torre's because it's been around so long. And you don't get to be around that long without doing great things. And it all comes down to food when it comes to restaurants, right? Seafood, chicken, sandwiches, po' boys, burgers, what have you. And La Torre's Country Lunch includes a salad and a drink. La Torre's Fine Foods at 1143 Highway 42 in Sumrall. Columbia Medical Supply, also we thank them for their support. A lot of equipment accessories are available right there in the store, or they're available for delivery. They have a full-time respiratory therapist on staff. Specializing in equipment for sleep apnea. Talk to Kim or Greg Patterson, Annabeth or Will at Columbia Medical Supply on the Highway 98 bypass in Columbia. Columbia Medical Supply. So here's Etheridge. Now check that. Chance Denson. Denson hit a slow roller to Zane Barry his first at bat. He's 0 for 1. Came into this game hitting 176. And again, Robbins will go from the full windup now with no runners on base. First pitch is a swing and a miss. J.C. Stogner's mom, Stacy Rucker, is watching tonight from home. Glad to have you along, Stacy. Hopefully the news will be good at the end of the night, but we appreciate you tuning in and supporting the Bobcats. 0-1 the count to Chance Denson. Swing and a miss, the exact same location, and Denson went after that one as well. We'd love to hear from you if you haven't already checked in as part of our Sumrall roll call. 601-310-7077. That's 601-310-7077. The 0-2 pitch. Robbins trying to get it to go up the ladder again and swinging a pitch out of the zone. Denson held off of it. 1-2 the count as the Knights bat in the bottom of the fourth inning. Nobody on, nobody out. Dennis Jackson shading him toward left just slightly. The 1-2 effort. Outside, 2-2. Robbins has been in control tonight in relief of Hunter Barrett, who started the game. Oh, a late swing and a strikeout there by Denson. He'd like to have that one back. So 1 out. First strikeout for Robbins, and the Knights go back to the top of the order, and Austin Davidson. Davidson has walked and singled, but he has scored twice. And it was Davidson that singled the last time up and made the wide turn at first base, and Dennis Jackson just standing there holding the ball. Davidson continued on to second, and by the time Jackson figured out he was going to run all the way to second, Jackson's throw was late and a little bit off the mark. And what really hurt is that Davidson came around to score then. So just a slight mental mistake can really prove to be costly. Swing and a miss. 1-1 to Davidson, who came in hitting .298 with no home runs and 15 runs batted in. Again, he's been on twice tonight and has scored twice. And that's the difference in this ball game. 4-2, Knights. The 1-1. Swung on, a little flare shot out toward right field. Zane Berry is there to put it away. Berry read it right off the bat. So a soft little pop up to second base. 2 up and 2 down, and that'll bring up Brett Mason.
That is left field in the 19. Brett Mason.
Ronnie and Brittany Smith are watching tonight on the web. We got to have a record crowd tonight, Jeremy, huh? Good to have Ronnie and Brittany Smith along tonight. Hope that you're enjoying our beautiful HD picture here tonight in Collinsville. First pitch is high and inside. Jeremy Thompson, the man that makes it all work. Our producer engineer sets up all the equipment, makes sure everything works properly. My job is easy. Here's the 1-0. Off the plate, 2-0 now. Mason hitting .390 with a homer and 31 runs batted in. He is 1 for 2 tonight with a strikeout and a single. The 2-0 pitch. That's down the middle for a strike. Looking for the fastball. That one was there, but he laid off of it. Should he reach, then Braden Luke, the first baseman, would come to bat. Both pitching staffs have settled in here after a rough start for both. Off the plate, 3-1. How about the job Graham Crawford has done all year behind the plate for Sumrall? Has caught just about every inning of every game. Durable, hardworking. He's a tough kid back behind the plate. Here's the 3-1. Strike 2. Count fills now at 3-2, and Robbins hasn't been doing anything magical here. He's just rocking and firing. Just challenging him to hit the fastball. So now Robbins versus Mason on the payoff pitch. Here it comes. Outside, ball 4. And I'll tell you what, you have to credit home plate umpire Pete Threet, because as soon as the ball comes across the plate, he'll make a hand motion to each dugout, letting the coaches know if it's a ball, why it was a ball, based on the location. And he moved his left hand out to the left, meaning that it was outside. So here's Braden Luke now. He has walked and reached on a fielder's choice. The time he walked, he scored. Luke hitting .358 with 4 homers and 30 runs batted in. Robbins' first pitch to him comes with that fastball and knocks it right back in our teeth here. Jeremy would have had that oversized glove, he could have reached out there and pulled it in. Our location right behind the executive lounge here at Collinsville. Looking right straight away, 350 to center, 310 down the lines. Robbins throws to first base, and the runner back in time. Again, Barrett now back at third. Morgan still at short, so are Barry and Story. That's where they started. The outfield now has Sibley in left, Jackson in center, and Garrity in right. The 0-1. Pitch was short, and a nice job again by Crawford to block it down and keep it in front. Quickest position in the major leagues is as a catcher. If you want to play in the big leagues, be a catcher. Because very few guys want to be catchers. So the competition is not as stiff. The 1-1. This one is fouled out of play over here to the left. That one actually caromed back right here behind home plate. You see the umpire picking that one up. If the Knights win, they will host Van Cleve here on Thursday. If Sumrall wins, they will go to Van Cleve on Thursday. The next round of the playoffs, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Have to go to first base to finish it. They do. And that retires the side. So Braden Luke down on strikes. Second strikeout for Robbins. And that's it for the Knights in the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors. There was a man left. So we have completed 4 here at Jerry Boatner Field. Sumrall trailing the Knights 4-2, and we have a pitching change for the Knights. So Hunter Eldridge is done. And he did exactly what Jerry Boatner needed him to do. Get him enough innings that they could go to the bullpen to try to finish it up. Mason Willis, the freshman sensation here. On to throw it for the Knights. Sumrall's got its freshman sensation in Cross Sibley. And here's Mason Willis for the Knights. Willis has a win-loss record of 2-0 with a 1.94 earned run average. He has pitched 21 2/3 innings. He has given up 18 hits. He has walked 3 and struck out 21. So that would be a 7-1 walk to strikeout ratio. And remember, he's a freshman, and when you look at how lanky this kid is, if he puts on 15 or 20 pounds over his career, he's got the perfect pitcher's body. Long-legged. And Tanner Morgan will go up there again with a fresh count here in the top of the 5th inning. Sumrall trailing 4-2. First pitch by Willis. And he uses every bit of legs that he has and the entire body in delivering that fastball strike on the outside corner. Outside, 1-1. Turbo McKee even with the bag at third. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And I would expect Willis just to rip fastballs until somebody hits him as well. Morgan hitting .203 with no homers and 10 runs batted in. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3. Fastball on the outside corner. Morgan knew it. Boy, that's got to give the freshman a shot of confidence there. No doubt the biggest stage that he's been on, and just this is his first year on the varsity. Here's DJ. He has grounded to short and walked. Jackson hitting .271 with no homers and 5 runs batted in. Breaking ball, strike. When the coaches had decisions to make as to who would start tonight, I really thought that Boatner would have started Willis. Here's the 0-1. Another breaking ball fouled out of play. But I guess because Willis just being a freshman and Eldridge being a senior and the graybeard on this team, he handed the ball to the senior and said, look, just get us to the 5th. And that's what has happened. And so far, Willis has been superb. The 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. Roger and Karen Welch from Mendenhall are watching their nephew, Billy Garrity. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, shot into left field, base hit. So Dennis Jackson delivers a 1-out single. Here in the 5th. Ann Jones from Mendenhall is watching Billy also. They said, we always enjoy hearing you announce the game. You do such a good job. Unless I mention Billy's sliding technique. Then I'm in trouble. Here's Graham Crawford. Throw back over to first base. Jackson always a threat to steal. We've talked about that. Crawford has walked and scored and flown to center. So he's officially 0 for 1. The freshman on the mound against the junior in the box. Throw again over to first. And it's a good thing that Jackson was in the way, because that throw might have gone into the bullpen. It actually hit Jackson. But again, Sumrall starting to count precious outs. There's 1 out here in this inning. Throw again over. Sumrall has tried to get runners over via the steal, but they have gotten nothing past Chase Tillman. Fastball away, 1-0. Tillman has been rock solid behind the plate. Chuck Cameron, the girls' golf coach, who's watching from Brookhaven, where they're playing at the state championship. Good luck to the girls' golf team. I wish I would have gotten in on that 50-50 raffle the other night. 1-0 pitch. Too high, 2-0. So now Crawford has got a 2-0 pitch. This was the situation on Saturday, when Etheridge got the ball up and Crawford deposited it over the right center field wall. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Tristan Cooley, Graceland Cooley, and Allison Thexton are all watching. Glad to have them along on the webcast tonight. Try to cheer as hard as you can through the screen to get some runs here for Sumrall. The 2-1 pitch. Throw over to first base again. Again, Jackson has almost inhuman speed over there at first base. Led District 7-4 in touchdown receptions last year in football. 2-1 pitch. This one's fouled out of play. 2-2. Mason Willis, the freshman phenom on the hill. For the Knights. Another throw over to first base. The girls' golf team is just 3 shots out of the lead with 18 holes left. Certainly within striking distance. Today must have been moving day, as they say in golf. The 2-2 pitch. Jackson fakes going. It's a golf shot to first. They'll take the easy out at first. So 3 unassisted for Crawford. Jackson advances to second, 2 away, and here's Garrity. Dan and Mary Claire Whitehead are watching from Starkville tonight. Well, we've got somebody from Oxford, so why not from Starkville? Here's Billy Garrity. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Boy, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, Garrity, who leads the team in homers with 8, leads the team in RBIs with 27. The 1-0 pitch. Strike on the outside corner. First base is open, but the Sumrall meat of the order right here in the bottom of the top of the fifth inning. 1-1 count with 2 away. The pitch. Swung on. High fly ball to left field. This is being tracked and caught in left field. No problem there for Brett Mason. And Billy just got under it. So the Bobcats are down to their final 6 outs, but Garrity got a hold of it just under it a little bit too much. No runs on a hit. There was a man left. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Knights will send hitters 4, 5, and 6, Eldridge, Tillman, and McKee to the plate. 4-2 the score, the same score we have been at since the bottom of the 2nd inning. And G-Money, Garrett Robbins comes back for another inning of work. We want to thank Buffalo Wild Wings for their support of Sumrall baseball. You can get 10% of the cost of your meal back to Sumrall Athletics every time you go there. Just tell your server that you're a Bobcat fan, and again, 10% of the cost of your meal will go back to support Sumrall Athletics. They've got a great fast break lunch special every day. And of course, anytime there's a big sporting event, the big screen TVs at Buffalo Wild Wings will have the big game on regardless of what the sport. The official viewing station of Southern Miss Athletics, Buffalo Wild Wings at the intersection of Hardy Street and I-59. Proud to support Bobcat baseball. Forest Funeral Home also a sponsor. To take care of pre-planning, they'll take you through that process at Forest Funeral Home, and we hope that you don't have an immediate need. But if you do, they understand the circumstances and know what you're going through and can help you through that process. Forest Funeral Home, supporting Sumrall baseball. So here's Eldridge to lead it off. Eldridge would stand to be the winning pitcher in this game if this score held. Eldridge has doubled and grounded to short. So he is 1 for 2. And again, a senior. So he got the call tonight, and you can see even as he goes up to bat, he's kind of twisting that back a little bit, trying to loosen it up. Righty versus righty here. Robbins for Sumrall has struck out 2, and both in the last inning. That pitch is low, and it actually bounced right to the batter. There's been no wind at all, not a wisp. Playing conditions are absolutely ideal. Couldn't say that earlier in the year necessarily. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, chopper right back up the middle. Morgan to his left, throws, but it will not be in time. But what a play by Tanner Morgan. It's a hit for Eldridge. Eldridge's second hit of the night. And he's hitting .420. .420.
Courtesy runner for first baseman number 15, J.J. Rocliffe.
J.J. Rocliffe in to run for Eldridge. And here's Chase Tillman. Tillman hitting .350 with 3 homers and 23 runs batted in. West Lauderdale's always had great catchers. They had a catcher here by the name of Anderson a couple years ago that got drafted, I think, right out of high school by the Marlins. Anticipating the bunt and an insurance run, the Sumrall defense comes in. Barry is in at second. And then Zane, after coming in, knowing that Robbins is throwing over to first, he had to duck in order not to take one in the ear hole. Barrett is in at third. They are anticipating bunt here. Let's see what the catcher does. Didn't show bunt, and that pitch was low. 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Knights. 2, 4, and 0 for Sumrall. There's a strike on the inner part of the plate. Blazing fastball that evens up the count at 1-1. Jackson shades him slightly to go to left. Tillman hitting 5th in the order. Turbo McKee on deck, the third baseman for the Knights as they bat in the bottom of the 5th inning, looking to extend a 4-2 lead. Robbins working the runner close. Rowcliffe, courtesy runner for Eldridge. At bat, bouncing off the shoulder of Tillman. Robbins ready to work. The 1-1. Just out, 2-1 now the count. I think the Bobcat coaches thought that was a strike. It looked like Graham Crawford kind of indicated that it might have been a little out or a little low. Now, Tillman shows bunt. But let's see if he pulls back up into a hitting stance or if they do try to bunt here. The 2-1. Tries to bunt, but it's popped. Foul and out of play. And really, I'm trying to remember most of this series, and I can't remember a whole lot of times that the Knights didn't get the bunt down. They are a superlative bunting team and use the bunt the way it's designed to be as a tool to advance runners. And because so few teams bunt anymore, very few teams work bunt defense, which is problematic for the defense. 2-2 pitch. Low, 3-2. So highly unlikely that he would bunt here, although Boatner has given the bunt sign to a couple of guys who have succeeded in putting the bunt down in this series. Tillman hitting .350. He's a good contact hitter. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, and there's a shot into center field, a base hit. Jackson bobbles this one a little bit, but not enough to where Rowcliffe would round second and go to third. So 2 consecutive singles give the Knights runners at first and second. Larry Knight out of the dugout here.
Brandon Andriacchio.
Andriacchio back in to run at first base. I'd like to see him in there every game just so I can say Andriacchio. Knight talking to his pitcher now, Robbins, and huddling the defense here, because you can bet the mortgage that Turbo's going to try to bunt here. With runners on first and second and nobody out, I would be stunned if they don't try to bunt. With a 4-2 lead and runs coming at a premium, you know, really when you look at it, coming into tonight, Sumrall had scored 1 run. 1 run coming in tonight, and the series was tied at 1. So the Bobcats have certainly been very efficient. And then jumped out of the gate with single tallies in the first and second here tonight. And now Coach Knight will be run off of the mound by Pete Threet, the home plate umpire. Robbins stays, so let's see what Turbo will be up to here. He has doubled, and he's already put down 1 bunt tonight. Barry's already in on the grass at second base. Barrett even with the edge of the grass at third.
That is the third baseman, number 35, Turbo McKee.
Turbo hitting .286, and he's already showing bunt. Barry has to be careful not to overrun this ball as he approaches from second. Lots of times when the hitters see the defenders coming in too far, they'll try to bunt it past them. So Barry plants himself there to the next to the mound. First pitch. Pulls the bat out of the way for ball one. Cam Partridge is on deck. Partridge was the winning pitcher in game one of this series. He's just a junior. Partridge struck out 14 Sumrall batters in game one. And just a junior, he's got another year left. Turbo showing bunt again. Puts the bunt down. It'll go to Robbins. They'll go to third for the force out. Nice play by Robbins. The out is recorded at third. So Turbo reaches on a fielder's choice officially. So runners on first and second and one away. Ball was bunted to the right of Robbins. And again, because Robbins is a right-handed thrower, he didn't have to make that complete body turn. Saw that he had time and threw the strike right to Hunter Barrett, covering for the force at third. Partridge has walked and grounded to short. Officially 0 for 1. So we'll see what Coach Boatner does here. I bet Partridge is swinging away. First pitch is down in the dirt. Runners will hold. Purvis has already won tonight, 12-2 over St. Stanislaus. Or as my son always used to call him, St. Santa Claus. So Purvis, the number 1 seed in District 7 4A, moves on to take on the East Central Hornets out of Hurley, Mississippi. And the winner of this series here tonight will take on Van Cleve. The 1-0 pitch. Too high, 2-0. The Van Cleve Bulldogs. I think Van Cleve's in Jackson County. Down Coast Way. Garrett Robbins on in relief of Hunter Barrett. All the runs were scored in the first couple of innings by these teams. 2-0 pitch. Too high, 3-0 to Partridge. With Ben Etheridge on deck. Cody Davis had loosened earlier tonight for Sumrall, but we have not seen him recently. Robbins, one of just 4 seniors for Sumrall, and the only one on the starting lineup tonight. So the future extremely bright for Sumrall. 3-0 pitch. Shows bunt, and it's high, ball 4. So they're loaded now. First walk given up by Robbins. He's also, I take that back, second walk issued by Robbins. He's also struck out 2. So here's Ben Etheridge, who has lined out to cross Sibley and left, and he has grounded to Zane Berry at second. Etheridge hitting .378 with no homers and 8 runs batted in. The Knights batting here in the bottom of the 5th inning, leading Sumrall 4-2 in the winner-take-all Game 3 of the best of 3 South State 4A quarterfinal. Robin gets the sign. The pitch to Etheridge. Low. Ball 1. And I would guess with the bases loaded, that with the bases loaded, Etheridge would be on the take until he gets a strike, because there's no place to put him. And he bats 8th in the order. So again, I think that bat rests until he sees a strike. We'll see. Showing bunt. Pulls it away. 2-0. Now, I'm telling you, he's taken on 2-0. Don't even need to know the signals. Strategy calls for a take right here. Mason Story is in at first. Barrett is in at third. They want to get a sharply hit ground ball and get the force out at the plate and not fall behind by 3. The 2-0 pitch. There's a strike. 2-1. Again, Story coming in real deeply at first. .118 is called. All the players now have wrist coaches where they look at those numbers and see what it means rather than go through a whole series of signals. But Coach Knight said they'll always go through those signals. Swung on, grounder to second base. Barry to second for one. On to first. Double play. How about that? 4-6-3 double play. And nothing across. For the Knights in the fifth. Boy, they left them loaded. No runs on 2 hits. There was a walk. And as it turns out, only 1 man left on base. Wow. Just what the doctor ordered there for Sumrall. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. Or check that, the top of the 6th. We've completed 5.
Garrett Robbins, Mason Story, and Seth Mitchell.
Robbins, Story, and Mitchell, 4, 5, and 6, the scheduled hitters. For Sumrall, as the freshman Willis continues to loosen. Termite Control Specialist has been a season-long supporter of Sumrall baseball. They specialize in termites but offer pest services as well. Whether it's damage to your existing home or your new construction, get in touch with Termite Control Specialists to protect your biggest investment, and that's your home. 261-5200. 261-5200. Termite Control Specialists. Mason Willis on the mound, looking at hitters 4, 5, and 6. Robbins has flown to center and walked. Sumrall's got to get busy here in the top of the 6th inning, trailing 4-2. Only a 2-run deficit. You're just a base runner away from a potential tie with a home run ball. Willis to Robbins. The first pitch is a strike on the corner. Again, Robbins 0 for 1 with a fly out and a walk. Second pitch, here's a drive to center field, but right there is Murphy Reed. He puts it away for the first out. So Robbins hit it well, but Reed picked it up off the bat beautifully and tracked it right into his mitt. So 1 out, and here's Mason Story. 1 for 2 with a single and a fly to right. Well, if you could draw a pitcher's frame, a pitcher's body, this Willis kid has got it. And there's a fastball strike. I mean, his legs come up to about his neck. Long-legged, fluid delivery. The 0-1 pitch to Story. Swung on. This one is popped out of play to the right. So Mason the hole now. 0-2. Story hitting .357 with no homers and 24 runs batted in. Actually, he's added 1 tonight, so it's 25 for the season. The 0-2 pitch. Off the plate. It was outside. 1-2. Fans really on umpire Pete Threed on that call. Here's the 1-2. Swung on again, fouled out of play. Mason Story, very solid first baseman for Sumrall. He's just a junior. The 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2-2. Seth Mitchell is in the on-deck circle. Seth has struggled tonight. But just when you think he's down, he comes up and gets a hit. 2-2 pitch. Swung on again. You remember it was Mason Story that caused Etheridge to go 12 pitches, I think, in one at bat. on Saturday in Sumrall. 2-2 pitch, a foul again. So we may be getting a replay of Saturday night. And Story wound up popping to second base after a 12-pitch at bat. But Willis has not been used at all in the series, so he's got plenty of tread left on his tires. 2-2 pitch. Here's a drive to center field. Reed tracking up right there again. Murphy Reed playing a fine center field for the Knights. 2 up and 2 down on 2 fly balls to center. And here is Seth Mitchell. Mitchell hitting .233 with no homers and 5 runs batted in. Swung on, foul right side. I've only seen Willis come with one bender. Everything else has been just kind of a side sweeping fastball. The 0-1. There's the bender again. Strike 2. Gets the sign. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Just high. Chase Tillman tried to talk the umpire into strike 3. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, grounder to short. Oh, a crazy hop. That will go as a hit. For Mitchell, you'd think that would have been routine, but a really crazy hop at the last minute. Almost got Partridge in the face, and he alertly got out of the way. That was bizarre. Usually the home team gets those hops, but that one goes against him. Logan Powell running for Seth Mitchell now with 2 outs. And here's Hunter Barrett. Barrett has doubled and struck out.
Logan Powell.
Barrett came into this game hitting .195 with no homers and 12 runs batted in.
Third baseman, number 7, Hunter Garrett.
So here's Barrett hitting 7th in the order in the bottom of the 6th. Or the top of the 6th, rather. Top of the 6th. First pitch is high, ball 1. Purvis has already advanced. We haven't heard anything on Sacred Heart tonight. They were playing Stringer in a Game 3 winner-take-all. Oak Grove against Gulfport in the next round. There's a breaking ball strike. So even though he's thrown limited benders, Willis's breaking ball has been effective. 1-1 the count to Barrett. Fastball, strike 2. Logan Powell will be moving on contact at first base. Sumrall trying to come up with at least 2 to extend this game, although they've got another at bat. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Hunter Barrett down on strikes, and the freshman Willis gets out of a minor jam. So no runs on 1 hit. They had to rule that a hit, and they did. Garrett Robbins coming back out for another inning's work where he'll face hitters 9, 1, and 2. Denson, Davidson, and Mason.
1 hit, no errors. 1 man left on base. Give up to the Knights.
Here in the top of the, or checked at the bottom of the 6th inning. I'm really struggling with my top of the innings and bottom of the innings here. So Robbins will work 9, 1, and 2 and try to hold the Knights at bay. Sumrall got 1 in the first, and things were looking especially rosy, but the Knights answered with 3 of their own. off of Hunter Barrett in the first. Then each team put up single tallies in the second, and neither team has scored since then. 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 errors for the Knights. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Sumrall. The Knights, the defending state champs, looking to move on against the Van Cleve Bulldogs, and as long as West Lauderdale's alive, they would have home field advantage. Great place to watch baseball from here. So Chance Denson has grounded to second and struck out. He was the first strikeout victim of Robbins back in the 4th inning.
Lead off the Knights, the DH, number 21, Chance Denson.
Denson, the designated hitter for Murphy Reed, but Murphy Reed has played a great center field tonight. Robbins gets the sign and the first pitch. Swung on, grounded to short. Tanner Morgan is there, comes up throwing quickly. Long throw. He's out on the 6-3. Nice job by Story on the stretch. So Denson was first pitch swinging.
Second baseman, number 1, Austin Davidson.
And the ground ball to Morgan erases him. So here's Davidson. And if there's been a pain in the side of the Raw Cats tonight, it's been Davidson. First pitch is high and inside. He walked and scored in the first inning, singled and scored in the second. And really, again, those 2 runs that he scored, nobody else has scored 2 runs tonight. He's been the difference as far as putting runs across. That's inside 2-0. Davidson came in hitting .298. The 2-0 pitch, looking fastball, and got it. Took it for a strike. Looking ahead to the all-important 7th for Sumrall. Scheduled hitters are Barry, Morgan, and Jackson. 8, 9, and 1. The 2-1 pitch. Strike 2. Fanned on the bunt. Actually was out there showing bunt, but then pulled the bat away. So Robbins evens up the count at 2-2. To the Knight second baseman. The pitch. Oh, that hit him. Boy, you hate that. You had him with 2 strikes. And Robbins just lost it inside. So runner on first, 1 out, and here's Brett Mason. Mason has struck out, singled with an RBI, and he's also walked. Mason hitting .390. Sumrall bullpen up working again. Cody Davis, the right-handed side armor. Should Robbins get into trouble here in the 6th. From the stretch, the first pitch is low, ball 1. And again, unless the Cats can get 2 in the 7th to at least extend the game, there would be no need for a bottom of the 7th. The 4-6-3 double play ended the last inning offensively for the Knights. Let's see if Sumrall can't produce another double play. Knights batting in the bottom of the 6th. They won the opener of this series 9-0, and then Sumrall came back with a 1-0 win Saturday night. Winner take all tonight, Texas death match, cage match, we wrestling fans, whatever you want to call it. 1-0 the count to Brett Mason. Boy, Robbins taking a long time. Now gets the sign and delivers. Low, 2-0. Pete Threet has not given that pitch a strike all night long. He has been so consistent. Now in Friday night's game and Saturday night's game, that would have been a strike. But all you ever want from a home plate umpire is just define the zone and make it the same for both teams. 2-0 pitch. Too high, 3-0. See if Robbins can work himself back into the count here. As Braden Luke awaits his turn on deck. High, ball 4. So after a hit batsman, a walk, and here comes Larry Knight. He may be telling the umpire of what might be pending here. Runners on first and second with 1 out. And the Bobcats have worked themselves right into the meat of this order now for the Knights. Luke, Eldridge, and Tillman are 3, 4, and 5. Luke has walked and scored. He's reached on a fielder's choice and he's struck out. It hasn't been Luke that's hurt him, it's been Eldridge. Eldridge has killed just about everybody this year.
One out, that is the first baseman, number 22.
With that batting average over 400. Braden Luke, first baseman tonight, showing his versatility. Played the outfield in games 1 and 2. Robbins looking in at Crawford to get the sign here. Again, Robbins working very deliberately. First pitch. Swung on. Here's a grounder to Barry at second. Over to second for 1. Throw to first. Double play. Another 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. So they didn't have to face Eldridge again. That's the only thing that would have kept them from facing Eldridge. Okay, so the defense has done its job here now in the 6th. No runs, no hits. There's 1 man left on base. Willis back out here to try to save it. This is a save situation for Hunter Eldridge.
That half inning for the Knights, there were no runs, no hits, no errors.
4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Knights. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Sumrall. If Zane Berry can get on, he's very quick and very fast. But that would only be 1 of the 2 runs that Sumrall needs to extend this game. Zane has grounded to short with an RBI. And he has walked. So here we go. Seatbelts fastened, Bobcat fans. This is it. The Cats are down to the last 3 outs.
Bobcats, the second baseman, number 1, Zane Berry.
So here's Zane against the freshman Mason Willis. Willis on for his 3rd inning of work. First pitch is a strike down Broadway. Again, Willis looking at hitters 8 and 9. He'll probably go predominantly fastballs. There's another one and another strike. Thinking that the 8 and 9 hitters can't get around on his heater. The 0-2 pitch. Change up, swing and a miss. 1 down. And here's Tanner Morgan. He has flown to center and struck out looking.
One out. The batter's a shortstop, number 27.
If Sumrall can just get a runner on base, or a home run could tie it at least. First pitch from Willis is a strike at the knees. Jackson has grounded to short. He has walked and singled. Now Larry Knight thought that pitch was low, and that might have been the first one he missed tonight. Tanner Morgan being called out of the batter's box. And of course it gives Larry Knight an opportunity to take a dig at the umpire right quick, then walk back to the box. 0-1 the count to Tanner Morgan, facing Mason Willis, who stands to get the save. Fastball fouled out of play. 0-2 now. Bobcats have still got 2 outs to work with. Willis gets the sign, kicks and delivers. Swung on, here's a chopper right back to the pitcher. They'll underhand it to first base for the second out. Or to first base, rather, for the second out. 1-3 on the put out. Now the Bobcats are down to their last out of the season. DJ singled his last time up. He's also walked and grounded to short, so he's been on 2 out of the 3 times. He has been to the plate. First pitch from Willis. He did go on the check swing. So the Knight fans beginning to smell it here with the bases empty and 2 away. 0-1 pitch is outside, ball 1. 1-1 to Jackson. Graham Crawford would be up next, and Crawford put it out of the ballpark on Saturday. Will he get the chance to try to do it again here tonight? 1-1 pitch is low to Jackson. It is 2-1. Sumrall looking for any kind of base runner. Now Boatner, Coach Jerry Boatner has called timeout. This is his swan song this year, where he will actually move to Atlanta. Not give up coaching. He's just going to volunteer coaching. I guess his grandson is over in that area. 2-1 the count here to Jackson. You don't think the folks in Van Cleve are watching the webcast tonight? Of course, they might be here scouting both teams in person. The coaching staff for Van Cleve, they won in 2 straight. 2-1 the count to Dennis Jackson. The pitch. Outside, 3-1. I don't know if you're thinking what I'm thinking. And DJ get on base. The 3-1 pitch. There's strike 2. So the Bobcats down to their last strike of the season. Willis gets the sign. The wiry, lanky right-hander delivers. Swung on. Here's a chopper that's wide of first. So it's still 3-2. Freshman on the mound, a junior in the box. Bases empty, 2 away. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Jackson down on strikes. That does it for the Bobcats in the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Looking at the final line score for the Knights, 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. For Sumrall, 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. The winning pitcher is Hunter Eldridge with the save to Mason Willis. The losing pitcher is Hunter Barrett. Man, it was a great series. 2 highly storied baseball programs. And Bobcat fans, when you look at this Sumrall roster, see that there's only 4 seniors. And a lot of the guys that had most of the innings this year being juniors. The future is certainly bright. And it took the defending state champions to take the Bobcats out of the playoffs. But a great series, 9-0, 1-0, and 4-2. It has been a pleasure to call the games for you this season. I thank you for welcoming me into the Sumrall Bobcat family, but that'll do it tonight from Collinsville, where the defending state champion Knights will move on to take on Van Cleve in the next round of the 4A high school baseball playoffs with a 4-2 win. And for the Bobcat baseball team, plans underway now for season 2019, and man, it's going to be a great one, you can already tell. For producer engineer Jeremy Thompson, I'm Kelly Sander. Thank you for watching this game. We'll see you back next time you've been watching Sumrall Bobcat baseball.